Yo, 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 y'all. Hey, we back. Bearcat Sports Show. Many of y'all was still watching. We were just on. And literally, as I hit end screen, we got the notification that has been hired. Y'all can see it.
They must have heard
Bottom.
me, like spookiness, because I was like, I just want this to be over, hire someone, and be done. And we literally log off, and guess what? They hired someone. We're done. Like crazy how
Crazy,
times fly, bro.
crazy, crazy, crazy.
Crazy.
Hey, so they finally get it over with. We don't have to speculate anymore. Ben is the guy. We're gonna see what happens next. We're gonna see who he decides to bring in for his staff. I think you one of y'all just said I don't know.
Dennis Allen
Dennis
is
Allen.
being considered as he's the favorite to be the defensive coordinator.
Yep, yep, yep. So
So
we'll see. I did see this tweet real quick. I just want to share
yeah, go ahead.
about what we talking about, but it's funny. We were kind of just talking about it. If y'all can see it, there's been 300 yards games are important. Can't win with a guy that can't throw for 300 yards.
The playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's facts.
yeah. So again, the Civil War was the stupidest thing ever. But hey, people want to.
But hey, here we
That's
are.
why I said what I said. We're gonna see who really cares about the Bears winning games. Who cares about stats?
They gotta
Depending on
win.
how the season goes, we'll
Well,
know who really.
well, they gotta win now. Like, I mean,
Gotta
they
win.
just hired Ben Johnson, so
Yeah.
really
I,
don't have a choice now.
you know what? It's so crazy because I felt like early in the
Bro, literally, I was begging them to hurry up and make a decision, and they must have heard me.
I didn't
So I
think
was like, I'm just sick of waiting around for them
I
to
didn't,
make a choice.
I didn't think they was gonna hire him at the start of the process.
Mm.
But like I just told Elise, my gut is
I
usually
just didn't
wrong.
care.
I felt this past week. I said if the Lions lose this game, I feel like the Bears gonna hire Ben Johnson
I
next week.
just didn't
I felt
care.
like it was early.
Ben Johnson's been a coach for the Lions forever, so it's like for me, it's not that big a deal. I feel like it's a big deal for Bears fans because they really don't know what great this looks like, I guess. But for me, it's like, all right, like he just moves from one team I like to another team I like.
But the biggest
Like
problem
it
is,
doesn't move. Like I feel like that's why for me, I
but
was so nonchalant about it because I'm like, doesn't move for me. Like nothing moves for me
the biggest
because
my
I
bad.
Ben's been on my team's live, so he just moves from one team to the other. So it doesn't really do nothing for me,
The
I
biggest
guess.
problem is he gonna come in there and hold them guys accountable? If he's not gonna hold them guys accountable, we're gonna be in the same
I know
position.
Dennis Allen will.
That's what.
As bad as the interim head coach he was, them players played for him
But do
every
you
week.
think I heard Robert Sala was in as a DC too? I don't know.
They're saying Dennis Allen's the favorite. We'll see what
I don't
happens.
think he's a bad defensive coordinator. I just don't think he's a good head.
I thought Salah was going to the Niners.
Oh,
I thought they said the Niners gave him the biggest deal ever to be the
They
DC.
offered it to him.
them
He hasn't
Yeah.
accepted it yet.
Oh, he has to take it yet. We'll
They
see.
told him you basically they gave that Mark a blank check, like, hey, whatever you want, we'll give it to you.
Hmm.
So he still got to figure out if he want to take it. He hasn't.
Yeah.
I saw that over the weekend. They said they offered him whatever. Basically, they
Yeah, I
told him
saw
whatever
that.
you want.
I knew I wasn't bugging. Oh, I didn't know he didn't take it. But yeah, I mean,
So hey,
I feel like this hire doesn't move the needle for me because he's just bouncing from one team I like to the next. So it
Yeah,
just
you.
doesn't. I've
But
been
you.
like, I'm used to Ben Johnson. So like, I guess like,
Yeah,
should I be happy about this? I mean, I guess. I mean,
you, you might not feel it, but like I
I
think a lot
don't
of
feel
people
it.
who been
I
Bears,
know that's what I'm saying.
particularly Bears
For
fans.
everyone else, it feels different. For me, it's like okay, he just moves from one team I like to the other. Like all right,
I mean,
I should like the needle doesn't really move for me.
it'll move for me when I see them and play a game. Till then, I don't.
So,
Exactly, like
exactly.
that too, though, right? Like play a game first, because this is. I feel like this is different than like being the OC, right? Like the
Mhm.
OC, you're just focused on the offense, right? Like that's your focus. Like now you're like the head coach, so like you have responsibilities for every single player on the team, right? Every single part of the team, right? So you have defense, special teams, offense. all of it, right? So you're responsible for 53 guys on the roster.
Yep.
So
Hey,
we'll see what
Go ahead,
happens.
go ahead,
Julius,
Zay.
But a name, I feel like a name to watch for OC, the Lions offensive line coach,
yeah,
Frank
that's what I
Haley.
was saying. That's who they need.
Frank
If
Frank
he
Haley is a name to watch.
if the
Or
Bears get him, oh my
or Tanner Engstrand. Their I think he's their pass game coordinator, the Lions pass game coordinator. If he doesn't stick as OC for Detroit, I can see him as well. So those are two names I'd watch for Detroit. Frank Haley, mostly though.
if they
Frank
get
Haley, I
Frank
think.
Haley, boy, oh boy,
They get who?
they get Frank Haley. Frank Haley is a really good.
He's their O line. He's the Lions O line.
If they get that man, oh my god,
But I think he's a name to watch for the OC position.
that's
Yeah, I
what
think
that's
he
what I
might.
was
I
doing.
think he might get hired. I think he might get.
I think he would
If
become
anything,
the OC, which would make sense. And then
but
you
Detroit
know
ain't gonna
Dennis
let him walk
Allen
out the building.
maybe is the DC, I guess. Question is, do you keep Richard Hightower? Probably,
You
maybe.
gotta remember, if he's that good, you think Detroit is gonna let him walk out the building? Hell no.
I mean, they're not even talking about promoting him to OC. They are talking about promoting Tanner Engstrand or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I can't say his name, but yeah, Tanner Engstrand. He's our pass game coordinator, so they would just move him up, and then so maybe he does bounce for the Bears OC job. That's just a name to watch. I would watch that name if I were Bears fans. Watch Frank Haley, the O line coach. He would be a good hire. And then DC, probably I guess Dennis Allen or Robert Saleh maybe. We'll see on that one. Um,
I'm not.
I feel like QB coach. I don't know who that would be. We'll figure that out, I guess. But there's a lot of questions, I guess. I think another thing for me is
What do y'all think about that?
The coach are hiring Bengals DC, Bengals DC.
oh the Lou Amarino. Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw that.
For the defense,
Yeah,
said
their
what?
defensive coordinator, Lou
he
Amarino.
get a lot of flack, but their defense was terrible. They just didn't have a lot of
Yeah.
talent.
but they
Hey,
have,
maybe he brings Trey Hendrickson with him. That would be funny,
Yeah,
bro.
look how many sacks that dude had.
Like Trey Hendrickson with Leatu Latu would be insane though. That would be insane.
Man, we just
I
need
was-
to get an offensive line, man.
Nah.
We need an offensive line. That's what we need.
I don't know. I don't.
Frank Haley will
What
build
do y'all
one.
think
What?
about what Ned said? I don't.
What did he
I'm
say?
not sure that this-
He said, "Is it Ryan
Don't
Poles?"
be shocked if the Bears take Ashton Genty now with
No.
Ben Johnson being the head coach. Running a two-back set, I'm sure all free agent money will be allocated to the offensive line now. That's the only way to fix this offensive line overnight. No offensive line in the draft are projected to be difference makers day one. TikTok polls is on the clock. I disagree with
You got to.
with guys not being ready day one. I disagree with that.
Okay.
But-
Hold on, Jay.
Ashton,
I want y'all
I'll
to
say
focus
this:
on that. That's what I want y'all
Ashton
to-
Genty is a luxury pick.
He is.
Okay, I wouldn't hate it, but I also wouldn't understand it because you have other needs. You're not going to be able to fill you need 4 spots on the offensive line.
Mhm.
You're not going to be able to fill 4 spots in free agency. It's not going to happen. Like you're going to have to hit the draft
Mhm.
for offensive line as well.
Mhm.
My dad's kind of mad, but typical
Mhm.
dad.
What did he mad?
But he's kind of mad right now. He says
mad
fire
about?
pulse. My dad says fire pulse. But
You got
he
one-
doesn't like Ryan Pulse.
I like it, Dad.
And my dad is awesome, but he doesn't like Ryan Pulse. So
You're right. He got
But-
1 year.
he didn't really want Ben Johnson either, so I guess he's gonna play villain again next year. So like and then my mom's
just
gonna
thought-
respond too late. So I shared it to our family group chat. And my mom responds too late because she said good luck to the Bears. Because my mom's a Lions fan for those
Yeah,
who
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
So again, Ben Johnson's been like that's why I feel like it didn't move the needle for me like everyone else. But yeah, so now they're having this back and forth. It's so funny. My dad just sent a crying emoji.
I just and we talked about. I think we talked about the O line. Go ahead, Zay. You had a comment, and then
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
into it.
Like I was about to get ready to say, They got talent on the offensive line. Prior, like as a
Oh
backup,
God,
he
no.
was not bad. As a
Backup. That's all he better be.
backup material, he's not a bad dude. Like he's not bad. There's some things you get a good offensive line coach in there that's gonna teach these guys.
I'm telling you, y'all, if the Bears get Frank Haley, that offensive line will get revamped. I promise you right now.
You got to keep drafting. That's the problem.
You got to draft though. You can't just go into free agency and like just sign a bunch of people. You do have to draft at some point.
Keep drafting.
You do have to draft. I think you need to. I think Kelvin Banks. If he's not there, like the thing with me is I wouldn't hate Genty, but I also don't get the need for it when you have other like if Mason Graham is there and you take Ashton Genty, I'm gonna have serious problems. Like I'm gonna be looking at you side-eyed, bro. Like why?
If Ryan Poles decides to take Ashton Genty, I don't like wishing for people to lose their job, but I might go in a campaign.
Like
this is dumb.
Like the reason the Lions took Jahmyr Gibbs, their offensive line was already made, right? Their offensive line was already set up. Like the Bears have a lot of work to do. Like they need 4 offensive linemen. You're not getting all 4 of those guys in freaking free agency. It's not gonna happen.
They need to try to get a center. If the Falcons
Jake Majors,
they gotta get him quickly. They got
Jake Majors.
A lot of these guys are not gonna hit free agency, right?
That's what I'm telling you. That's another thing. That's why I'm like, you gotta build your trenches in the draft. You're not gonna get a lot of these.
They got 134 players listed as offensive line free agency. Zach Martin not hitting free agency.
He might retire.
Cam Robinson, nope, he ain't going nowhere. Brandon Spear.
Well, Cam Robinson might because they're gonna get Christian Darrisaw back.
Yeah, well, you gonna give Cam Robinson a lot of money?
Per source.
Play left tackle for the Bears.
Per source.
I would.
Per source. This was they saying. Ben Johnson chose the overall situation and including a young quarterback in place with the Bears. So it really wasn't about. It wasn't about Tom Brady. It wasn't about like really the ownership. He just chose the situation.
Right.
Over the Raiders. He said the Raiders were prepared to offer him, and he had the chance to help pick the next GM to work with Tom Brady, but he overall chose the Bears, which is crazy.
I mean, it's not crazy.
It is crazy because our ownership is terrible. Like, why would somebody want to stick with a lame duck GM?
I mean, I'm assuming they now extend Ryan Poles.
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
I mean, you have to.
I think they extend Ryan Poles now. So
now we have him for the next 3 years at least.
Right. I mean,
he ain't going nowhere. So.
Him choosing the Bears doesn't surprise me. Like it just doesn't. Like he's been linked to the Bears forever. So
it doesn't surprise me, but it just for me is. I didn't think it would be this early like this. I didn't think they would hire him.
I mean, after he was allowed to get hired yesterday or today. Yeah, today. It's Monday. They had locker clean out Sunday. And he had told Dan and the Lions that he was leaving like a couple days before they played on Saturday, that he wasn't coming back. He told them that days prior to that. So
look, it don't matter to me because I just want to freaking win. That's all.
Okay. I have to say this.
I just want to win.
And none of this matters if we don't win football games. Okay, I just have to put that disclaimer out. Now that disclaimer is put out.
If he comes in here and don't hold these guys accountable, we're in the same situation.
But here's what I'm afraid of, though, right? Here's what I'm afraid of now. I feel like now people are going to use the excuse. Like, let's say hypothetically, the Bears win 6 or 7 games, right, next year. I already know what the excuse is going to be. Oh, well, it's Ben Johnson's first year. He's still building the roster, blah, blah, blah. I can already hear it now. The excuses now as to why the Bears yet again didn't make the playoffs.
They gotta what this defensive coordinator hire. It's gotta be really good.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't want to hear that excuse next year.
I agree.
I don't want to hear that excuse next year. That's all I know. I don't want to hear the excuse that it's Ben Johnson's first year and this, that, and the third as to why the Bears miss out on the playoffs
Bears
again.
aren't
I don't
known
want
for
to hear
having
that.
a power offense. It's going to take a couple of weeks to his system actually
Oh,
get
that's fine. I don't mind that, but
That's
I
what
don't
they need
want.
to do to
I
play.
don't want that to be the excuse.
No, that's not going to be the
Because
excuse.
everybody wanted Ben Johnson, right? A lot of Bears fans wanted Ben Johnson. Okay, so you got Ben Johnson. So that means to me, I bet that, especially the people that wanted Ben bad, like that's all they wanted, they lived and died by Ben. Those people that wanted Ben like that, I want no excuses. None. You don't get an excuse.
They all on the
Yeah, no
sideline.
excuse. That's what I'm saying.
No excuse. That's what I'm saying. No excuses at all.
That's what I wanted, but it didn't work out.
Like
At the
me,
end of the day, fine. That's who you want to go with. Okay, all right, it is what it is. It ain't like I had a choice, but I'm just telling you this right now. I'm not going to be celebrating and taking shots because we hired Ben Johnson. Okay, let's see what you do let's see what happens.
I want to see what you do on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays. Okay, that's what I want to see what you could do. All right, but again, no excuses. I hear excuse from people who want to bet, and I know who you are, so don't even try to hide the fact that you didn't. If I hear any sort of excuse, bro, I'm putting your butt to fire, bro. Butt to fire. Like you're the last person I want to hear make excuses. Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Here are my expectations right now. And y'all can record this if you want, bookmark it or whatever. I'll even tweet it out later. My expectations for the Bears. For me, I have one thing. Caleb to get better. That's it. I don't have any other expectations. I don't. That's the one thing I expect from the Bears next year. Is Caleb to be better. That's it.
To work on. If you delusional think he don't, then I'm sorry. I don't know.
And that is it. Everything else to me doesn't matter. So, but I will be watching those who wanted Ben do or die. I will be watching you. Just know that I'm watching you. Know
everything that how our offense is going to be successful is if we have a run game. That's the I don't care about passing the ball a whole lot. All I care about is being able to have a run game because that's how the Bears are built. The Bears are built to run the ball, to be under center, and to be
all I want to see is Caleb get better. That's it. That's my only expectation for the season.
Look at what Sean Payton did.
You know what? I'm gonna tweet that out right now. That's my only expectation. I'm tweeting that out right now.
We gotta start off establishing the run in the first part of the season. Heavy under center. We have to start off with that. That's only gonna make Caleb better. That's only gonna make him better.
I mean, I said it, man. We said it during the season, bro. If you put Caleb on the center, the defense is at a disadvantage. Now you don't know what he's gonna do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Or if you give him a lot of RPOs, like y'all keep talking about, this college offense. Well, guess what? Jaden Daniels is running that thing to perfection.
So I got a question for y'all. How do y'all feel about Ron Rivera? That's what they got buzzing out about him being the next DC.
I'm good. Ron, we know he coached good defense. Why not? I'll tell you right now, Ron Rivera will have them do hitting, tackling, everything. They will be disciplined. We know that. We know that for Ron for sure. They're not gonna play no games. They're gonna be mean. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with it. You know, hey, whatever will get this team back to relevancy. I'm good with that. But again, I mean, we have our question marks on Ben. I'm not like everybody else celebrating. Hey, okay, I'm celebrating that we got a coach so people can stop.
I'm celebrating that we.
No, Dennis Allen got hired as the DC.
He did.
They confirmed it now.
Yeah, like 12 minutes ago per Tom Pelissero.
I'm celebrating in terms of if at least saying that Dennis Allen is what he is as a defensive coordinator, motivating them guys, and the potential of us, like a full season of us building the offensive line and having offensive linemen having depth. If that's to come through this season, then hey, it is what it is. But like I said, you have to. Ben Johnson can't come in there trying to be the offensive guru. You got to come in there and establish respect so those guys can respect you and follow behind you. Because if you don't, we're gonna have the same problems over and over and over and over again. And that's not me trying to be a Debbie Downer. it's like I said in the previous show, it's a risk to hire all of these guys. That's just
There's pros and cons to every guy. There's pros
every
and
guy.
cons to every guy, right? Like it definitely will be interesting to see how this all shapes up to be in the long run, right? Like I said, at this point, okay, he just moved to my other team. Like
Yeah, let's
I feel like people are like, I'm hyped. I'm like, okay, like what do you want me to do with that? Like, good for you, I guess. Like, win a damn game. How about
I
that?
think,
Win a
a lot
damn
of people
game.
are happy because they never went out there. They never really. The Bears have the last time they went out there and hired a top candidate. I forgot what his name. He was
Matt Nagy.
2000s in the 2000s. He had a
Matt
13,
Nagy was the top candidate when we hired him.
13 season. It was back in the 2000s. Julie, you might remember him.
Mike Mark.
I think it was
Mike Martz.
not Mike Marks. It was before we hired Lovey. Whoever is the coach before we hired Lovey.
They had like several coaches before them.
It was a coach that won 13 games before we hired Lovey. I forget his name. He had one really good season, then the other ones just turned into. It was bad. That was the one time they went and got a top candidate. And maybe you can throw Nagy in there, but
Nagy was a top
Nagy
candidate.
didn't call plays.
He didn't, but he was a top candidate.
I don't know why he was a top candidate. That was mostly political because people was trying to build that up. That's all that was.
Bro, he from what I heard, he might be the coach for the Jets. I would laugh so hard, bro.
If the Jets take him,
if the Jets hire him, bro, I'm laughing my tail off, bro. I promise. I'm laughing at the Jets if that's what they do.
They
But
hired
like, I
Matt
feel
Nagy.
like, yeah, I will laugh my tail off if that's what they do. But yeah, I mean, okay, Ben Johnson's the next head coach for the Bears. Like, let's see how this thing goes. Now, one thing I have to say: don't fall in love with words. Okay, don't fall in love with words. I want to see product on field. I want to see foot to grass. And if I swear to God, if we draft Ashton Jeanty with the number whatever hell pick they have,
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm done. And especially if someone like Kelvin Banks or Mason Graham is there, I'm throwing a book.
To me, the way your offensive line look, how could
you can't justify that to me?
A running back. That's just dumb. How could you do that? I just like even just
this is for starters. This is a loaded running back class. There's other options. You do not need a running back round one. They bet not. I swear to God, bro, they bet not take a running back round one. This is a loaded running back class. You have Omarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, the dude from UCF. Like, there's other options. Please do not take Ashton Jeanty with your first pick if you're the Chicago Bears. Please don't. I beg of thee. Fix the offensive line. And you can't fix it all in free agency. Like, you can't. What top free agent are you going to get that the team ain't going to let leave? And if I hear Trey Smith, you're lying to yourself.
At least here's another thing. I know a lot of people like to go crazy on Dennis Allen, but they didn't have no quarterback. Like they
didn't. But I actually think Dennis Allen did a nice job defensive wise.
He did a nice job considering the situation he was in. He had Olave go out for the rest of the year.
Exactly. I actually liked what he did as a defensive coordinator. That's not a bad hire for me. I actually like that hire. That's not a bad hire for me.
That they hired him.
Yeah.
Oh.
The question is, what does he run?
He runs the same defense we run.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, and you ain't got to move? Okay, yeah. See, that's good. He runs a 4-3? Yeah. I thought so. I haven't watched many Saints games, but I thought so. I mean, I just feel like people are hyped, and I'm just sitting here like, all right, like the next coach. Like there's been so many coaches in my lifetime that I'm just like, all right, how long is this one gonna last?
They say the people who describe Ben Johnson around the league as a detail-oriented individual, a perfection at heart, a leader,
a perfectionist,
a high standard. Yeah,
we'll see. I mean,
I don't know. Those are just words.
We haven't seen this guy in action yet. We haven't seen these guys on the field. So
yeah.
Like this is nice. Like I felt like okay, like what bad are they gonna say to people, right? But like I gotta see the product on the field. Like all of these hypotheticals are nice, but what's it gonna look like come Sundays, right? So I think yeah, I'm not saying don't be excited, like, but I'm also saying like pump the brakes a little bit. Like let's let's just see what happens on Sundays, right? Like, but at least you've seen him in Detroit. He calls great plays. Yeah, as a play caller, as an OC. Now he
Carlos,
has to focus
I'm
on
gonna say,
offense, defense,
Carlos
special
J.
I'm
Jones
teams.
say,
still have the line.
what did we say when we? What did I say at least when I said the Bears couldn't have put Thomas Brown as offensive coordinator?
They
What
should
did I
have never did that.
remember? What did I say? It's gonna be different, and we
It's
all
gonna be
saw it.
different.
What
Yeah.
do y'all think? I'm telling y'all this right now. I talk to T all the time. It is not. It especially. So here's something. They just said it a minute ago. He is a detail-oriented perfectionist. Let me tell you something. You know who else is like that? My good brother. And you know how much me and him don't talk as often as we were before he started. He took his offensive coordinator job, and it don't matter if it's middle school, high school, college, don't matter. It's still football. And if you are a perfectionist and all that you just said that he is, it is going to be hard as hell to be a head coach because you are so focused on
Mhm.
what you need to do. Calling plays and then trying to worry about the whole team is a challenge in itself. He just experienced that when he went to Texas. I talked to him about it. Me and talked about it a couple hours ago. It is not as simple as people are making it out to seem. That's what I'm saying. We're sitting here like, oh, bring it in and we're going to be, bro. If y'all didn't see what Thomas Brown, it's not easy. That's all I'm saying. It's not easy. It took Matt Eberflus, who some consider a really good defensive coordinator, a while to find his footing because he didn't know how to. When he was struggling between being a head coach and being a defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like it's one thing to be a coordinator, right? Because you only have to focus on that one thing. Like if you're a perfectionist, bro, like what is he gonna perfect? The offense. Why? Because that's what he was doing in Detroit, right? He was a perfectionist on offense. But you also got defense and special teams, right? You gotta worry about the whole team now. It's not just about the offense. It's not just about the guys on the offensive side of the ball. You gotta be able to manage guys from the offense, guys from the defense, guys from special teams, right? You got to be able to build relationships with every single guy on that roster. Can he do it? Guess we're gonna find out, right? We don't have a choice. That's who they hired, so we're gonna find that out, right? Um, and I'll put it this way, right? Because I know people aren't gonna want to hear this. I'm just a big hater and all this other bull crap,
This is
okay?
me right
That
here.
I
This is
hear
me.
that I
Only
hear every what do you say?
good.
Yeah, that's me. Like, cool, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
that's me
but
too.
but here's the thing, right? It's not gonna be explosive day one.
Yeah,
It's not like temper expectations a little bit. Like Zay said, it's going to take a couple weeks for guys to gel, for Caleb and Ben to gel. Like this is a process, right? So I think we have to understand that this is something that's going to take some time. Like don't be so quick to be disappointed if it doesn't work out right away. That's
yep.
what I said. My only expectation, my one expectation I have for this entire team is for Caleb to get better. That's it. I have no other expectations. That's it.
Win games,
That
please,
I'm not even gonna do that because I'm not
please.
getting bookmarked. None of that.
Caleb
I'm
getting
not even
better,
doing that.
Caleb getting better. We should
I'm
be
not
winning more
saying,
games.
If
I'm,
if Caleb is better, we'll win games by default. Correct?
Yeah,
Exactly. So there you go. That's my
I'm
one
just,
thing.
I'm just gonna wait it. I'm gonna go with the wait and see
Exactly. And
approach
that's
because I'm
basically what
not
I
gonna
said.
go in here and be
As
like,
long
there's a bad team.
exactly.
None of that. For
Exactly.
what?
And that's
We
my
know
point is I'm not gonna go on here and be like, that's a win, that's a win, that's a win. No, I'm gonna just wait and see. Caleb get better. That's the only expectation I
we
have.
ain't seen a practice. We
Right,
heard
we ain't
Ben
seen a
Johnson speak.
practice.
We don't know
The
what's going on.
the roster ain't set, like none of that. No, I'm chilling, bro. Like
yeah.
I'm gonna just wait and see what happens. I did it this year, and guess what happened? We only won 5 games. didn't have expectations, so I wasn't disappointed. This is my thing, is like people get hyped over these kinds of stuff, and then when it doesn't work out, they want to be the first ones to be
You know what? I just
uh
had a
upset and mad at the world and mad at other Bears fans. And I'm like, that's what you get for setting expectations for yourself. Me, I'm chilling. All I'm gonna do
what?
is wait and see. All I want is Caleb to get better. That's it.
Let
Yeah.
me
No
ask
other
y'all a question.
expectation for
I
me.
just had a thought, and
What?
I'm not saying it's gonna happen. So this is hypothetical. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say when we're hiring Ben Johnson, what if the situation becomes similar to when the Rams hired McVay and they had golf? Like they were good, but just never good enough, and they had to trade for Stafford. How would y'all?
That's perfectly fine because all I
That's
care about
fine.
is having a head coach that know what that got a grip on what they doing. If some drastic reason it's like that with Caleb, I'm not gonna worry about that. I just care about them getting that coach right. I don't care
Yeah,
about a PM. I care about a coach.
I was just thinking
It,
about that because I know I'm not, and we all know Jared Goff ain't bad. It's just
Yeah.
McVay is what we would call, a head. Well, we'll say he's offensive genius, right? But he can only go so far with golf. Just saying, like I'm just curious. Like, like I don't. That's why I'm not gonna be like Bears are back to Super Bowl. We don't know how Ben and
right,
Caleb gonna work.
exactly.
We don't know if
I
they're
Mm,
don't
gonna.
know. I
You
don't
could
know.
say all day it's a match made in heaven, but guess what? They may have a meeting and somebody he may rub Caleb the wrong
right.
way, or Caleb
For
rub.
all I know, he
We
can.
don't know. We don't know.
For
If
all
he
we
rubbed him
know,
the wrong way, so be
maybe
it.
the first day,
Yeah.
him and Caleb don't mesh, and then what?
Then
And
what?
then what? Like, what's gonna happen then? Like, that's what I'm saying.
We
Like,
don't know, man. We don't know. We just gotta wait.
I feel like people are living in a fantasy world.
Julius.
Like me,
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, this is our next coach. Okay, great. Like, well, what happens next? Like,
If he rubbed Caleb the wrong way or rubbed this roster the wrong way, in terms of pushing them, so be it. They need to be put in uncomfortable situations. They need to be willing to be able to be in uncomfortable situations to
here,
get better.
No,
here's my
I'm
thing
not
though.
talking. So here, so to respond to that, I'm not talking about us because we
Yeah.
are okay with being patient and allowing him to do what he got to do. I'm saying we know that's not 99% of the fan base. They are going to be losing
Yeah.
their mind.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I said. Me,
nobody thought
I'm not
about
gonna
these
be that one.
but these are conversations that we've been trying to have and get people ready for. Because guess what? What if it don't work day one? What if it's gonna take 2 years before we finally see the fruits of you know what I'm saying? The fruits of the labor. Like, are y'all willing to wait that long? Because
Yeah.
then guess
No, they're
what?
not. No, they're
And
not.
then,
I'm willing to
I
because
just
I
saw
know what the risk is.
I saw a tweet. He was like, "I'm so glad we got Ben, so we had to see him be successful somewhere else." Well, what if he was successful and the coach we hired was successful here? I ain't thinking nothing about Ben Johnson. I don't care if he would went somewhere else and we had, let's say, we got Brian Flores and we sitting
Yeah.
there going to the NFC Championship next week. I wouldn't give a damn Ben Johnson what he was doing. Let's be playing him next week. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's why I don't go down these rabbit holes that people do. Like, if we didn't get Ben Johnson, it's over. What? It sounds
Right. That's what I said.
Hear you.
I don't know. I'm one of those
I don't
people.
live about
Like, I feel like because I've been burned by the Bears so much that for me, I just want to see it on the field. Like, enough of the hypotheticals and enough of the jibber jabs and the talk, right? Like I said about Brisker, enough of the talk. Show me on the field, bro. Like,
that.
I don't care about on paper. On paper, last year, people were telling me we had the best wide receiver trio in the NFL.
That's
On
a
paper, last year, on paper last year, people were telling me this was the best situation for a rookie quarterback. So I don't want to hear about on paper. I want to see results on the field. I want to see what you do on Sundays. I could care less about on paper. Okay?
Yep.
Like, I don't give a shit about on paper. Show me on the field if you that dude or not. Show me if you're a dog or not. That's
Yeah.
what I want to see.
I agree.
Right? Like, enough of this. Oh, this is fantastic. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. No, show me on the damn field. That's what I want to see. I'm sick of the on paper and the hypothetical bullshit. I'm not in for that. I want to see results. That's what I want to see. That's why no, bro. Okay, great. You hired Ben Johnson. That's nice.
Mhm.
Woohoo. Whoop-de-doo. What are we doing on Sundays? What's it gonna look like on the field? Because
Yep.
the minute you lose a game, guess what? I know people are gonna be on his head.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm
The
saying.
minute if something doesn't work out, they're gonna be quick to blame Ben. And I'm gonna be sitting here like, this is why I told y'all not to get hyped about on paper, about what ifs, about this, that, and the third. Let it play itself out. That's my advice for everyone. Let it play out. Otherwise, you're just gonna end up getting burned, bro. I've been burned by this team so bad. I don't
Okay.
even. Because usually, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, right? Like anybody that's willing to work for George and Virginia, I kind of got questions anyway. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
For sure.
Like
get it.
I'm not even gonna lie to you because those two are wackadoos. Okay, they're wackadoos.
Yep.
So
For right reasons, you should have questions about them because
you should have questions.
George is an
Any
idiot.
smart thinking person would have questions about Virginia and George.
To me, it's not even Virginia for me because I know she's she's not capable.
Yeah,
of
she's not even capable. That poor
She's an
woman,
old woman.
she holding on for dear life. God bless her. She holding on for dear life.
Even if your mother don't want you bringing in coaches that cuss a lot, that's perfectly fine. Like, do the opposite of what your mother wants. Do what your grandfather was known for, and that's
Like I just
get in the
you
right
know
coach.
I'm just sick of the hypotheticals, man. Like show me on the field. That's what I want to see.
Like I said, it ain't gonna be something that's gonna be
Like
quick. No,
me getting excited over coaching hires,
gotta have a deep-
players in free agency and the draft and all that mess. Well, I care about the draft, but that's a different story. All of that other stuff though, like, dude, I just don't care. Put the pads on. That's how I feel about it. Put the pads on and show me.
I don't care about no offense. All I care about is him coming in there.
Right. Can you lead a whole team?
Guys, that's all I care about.
My brother said insight. Okay, a little insight from my brother, who by the way is a Panthers fan, so he would know. He said, "I'm telling y'all firsthand, you don't want Dennis out."
As a DC, like I don't think he's a bad DC, but I don't know. It all depends on how much talent.
I mean, they were giving up a lot of points.
But
I get
we got more talent than New Orleans. Like we got on the
but,
defense side of the ball.
But yeah, as the head coach.
As
now,
a head coach,
let's rewind back to when he was the defensive coordinator when Sean Payton was head coach.
That man was on some serious.
But Sean Payton, but get this though, Sean Payton different though.
I'm saying, but at least
Sean Payton don't take bullshit, bro.
See,
like,
no, but I'm saying, but you just said this. It's easier for a coach to just coach a position than when you got to worry about everybody. Dennis Allen clearly, and Matt Eberflus. If he goes somewhere else, I'm sure he's going to be a good defensive coordinator again.
Bro, Matt Eberflus really interviewed for that Falcons job. I about that, bro. He interviewed for that Falcons DC job, and I died laughing.
They got a DC. Falcons got.
I know they did. They that's before they hired old boy. Before they hired him, they interviewed Matt Eberflus.
Everybody isn't meant to be a head coach. Dennis Allen's a good defensive coordinator.
Like I said, show me on the field. Put the damn pads on.
Yep. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm sick of the hypothetical bullshit, bro. Like, should put the pads on. Put the pads on and show me. Like, you want to impress me? Win some football games and put the dang pads on. Because right now, all of it is on paper. And did we not learn from last season what on paper actually means?
Exactly,
on paper?
Maybe get you
exactly, bro. Like, and you saw how hyped people were when we went undefeated in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
We were preseason champions. Enough of that, bro. Enough of that. Show me when it matters. Okay?
So,
show me when it matters.
To recap, most of y'all got who y'all wanted. Congratulations to the Bears.
I mean,
They went
yeah.
out. Some of y'all, and I will say this, some of y'all owe Kevin Warner an apology.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
actually, I ain't gonna say a lot of y'all. So y'all should be on y'all Twitter right now thanking Kevin
Apologizing
Warner
to Kevin Warner.
that
Because,
he
Yep.
got
because
the guy that everybody wanted. Because guess what? Ryan Poles ain't do this by himself. Kevin Warner, I guarantee, had to get George and them to sign off. Because guess what? We all know George like to talk a good game.
Mhm.
But and guess what? We know he ain't trying to pay all that money, but Ben Johnson finna get it back. We know that.
Yeah, he is.
Hey,
I saw
Julius,
something like 15 mil a year earlier
here's
today.
here's the most important thing. It's funny you say that because what I think Kevin Warren is a guy that want to get the type of candidate that's a big name, the splash.
He worked with the
That's what he
Rams.
will want to do.
He
That's
worked
his
with the
mentality.
Rams. Like
That's how his ego is. That's
Like
already
Kevin Warren,
so,
like I feel
a lot
like
of people
people
are not
brush
giving him
off
credit.
Kevin Warren. People brush him off, but that dude is really smart. Like
They not
But
giving
think
him
about
credit.
this. Think about this. And I saw this a tweet, and somebody made it perfect sense. They said Kevin Warren is doing exactly what Roger Goodell needs him to do. Think about it. The Bears are a day one franchise. We have been
Yep.
booty cheeks for a long time. If he writes the ship with the Bears, he is the next commissioner. Mark it down.
Of the NFL. Yep.
And he should be.
He is the next commissioner. So he needs Kevin Warren to get this right. So guess what? Kevin Warren will be the next guy in waiting. Because Roger Goodell, he ain't trying to do this too much longer. You can tell.
No, he's
He's
not.
ready to go. He's ready for somebody else to take
That's
over.
why he's trying to add 18 games before he dips out, bro. And I'm like, he better have to say
Kevin
goodbye to me
Warren,
to that.
it's one of them things. It's the worst kept secret in the NFL. We all know who the next guy in line is. And if he get the Bears right, and they finally get this situation, because guess what? Guess what's gonna happen now? Guess what y'all gonna hear in the next couple
The
weeks?
stadium will get done now. And y'all can quit your yapping about it and you're whining and all that other mess that you're doing.
Because you know why? Because you know why? This hiring is gonna bring more people to the stadium. Guess what? It's gonna put more money.
I already go to the
They really
stadium.
run the state.
Hey, but
I
Julius,
already go to the stadium.
Julius,
Yep.
that's why I said when they had interviewed Eddie George, I was like, he's not a serious candidate. They was trying to get
No,
that
they was
through.
trying to get that Rooney rule
They're trying
done.
to get that
Yep.
rule. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of foul, but because you interview
It
somebody,
is foul though.
you
That's
get
definitely.
foul.
They need to
How
get
would
rid
you
of the
better
Rooney.
Patriots when you're doing the same thing?
They need to get rid of the Rooney
Get rid of it.
together. It's really foul, bro.
That's probably gonna go away anyway.
Yeah, it needs to go away because that's just foul.
Not even to be political. Like, yeah, your boy already said they trying to do away with a lot of stuff like that. So that's probably gonna go away. I
But
ain't even gonna get into that.
I mean,
Anyway.
congrats to the Bears fans that are hyped. Just, I mean,
Enjoy
good for
it.
you, I guess. I know this is all you eat, sleep, and breathe is what the Bears do on paper.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a realist. I live in the real. Okay, fucking show me on Sundays. That's what I'm at.
Like I said, we even if they hired the right guy, and do over time, we will always feel uneasy, nervous about the hire, not sure about it. We don't because all they did is get it wrong.
I just want to see results.
That's all
Like
they did.
show me results. Like bro, okay, like great, you hired someone. Like I just want to see results. Like that's what matters at the end of the day, right? Like is results. Like okay, I can always dream about things, dream about stuff, and hope for stuff, but at the end of the day, what matters? It's the NFL's a business. It's what have you done for me lately? And that's what's going to be next. It's going to be what have the Bears done? Because if you hire Ben and you don't do anything with it, what was the whole point?
But I just heard that they paid Ben, like Julie just said, they gave him a good paycheck. Which, if that's the case, you give him a good paycheck and he's a good coach. It's what they need to do. It's like they should be oversteering that coach.
If he don't really
be the right guy,
if he didn't really, so if the reports are true, if he really didn't want to come here with polls, you gonna have to pay him. You gotta give me a little extra stuff.
Like to me,
guess what?
okay,
I saw a tweet saying that he wants the same kind of power as Dan Campbell has in Detroit. Well, I mean, Ryan Poles gonna have to come off his high horse.
I mean,
He's
okay, he
not gonna
got
do it. He got to
paid,
pay me a little bit of money. Go ahead.
but I feel like him getting paid is gonna get him more pressure from the fans, right? Like fans are just gonna put more pressure on him
But
to put up results and things like that.
but Julius, you know what's so bad is that we have people complaining, talking about, well, they interviewing too many people. I don't care about them interviewing a lot of people. That don't matter to me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it matters if they get the right coach. I don't care because they
Right,
weren't going to
right.
be able to hire anybody anyways. They didn't get the Rooney Rule figured out, and they couldn't hire. They couldn't even hire if they was going to go after Ben, which we know now they was going to go after him. They couldn't even hire the guy. So I don't care about them going at their interviewing all of these candidates, and might I add, a lot of those candidates that people don't know are actually pretty good candidates. The candidate from Stanford, that's with the Broncos. He's
David Shaw.
a very well-known guy, a very high respected guy, did a lot of good things for Stanford. Maybe that's on the college route, but it is what it is. He has some type of success as a head coach. But a lot of people was going crazy on the Bears for interviewing all those people, and I'm like, it don't matter because they couldn't hire anybody anyways at that time.
I mean, I just want to see results. That's my final stance on it. I want results.
Yep. So there it is, y'all. Bears hired Ben Johnson. We said we would jump on real quick. Probably stayed on longer than we wanted to, but it is what it is. We'll see who he hires for the rest. He fills out the rest of the staff with. We'll see what happens there. And, next thing is after the Super Bowl, look towards free agency, and then after that, the draft. So we'll see. We'll see the direction. We'll see the influence that Ben Johnson has on the personnel decisions going forward. Because if they start, to me, if they start trying to get a bunch of offensive linemen, we know he's telling Ryan Post, I need this. So,
Yeah.
Name to watch. Name to watch Kevin Zeitler, Dan Skipper.
And
Keep
Dan, I don't
that in
think
mind.
Dan Skipper did a good job playing what was it? Guard, like tackle, left tackle. He did a good
Tackle.
when he played against us, he did a good job. Like he was in the run game, he was loud and effective.
Yep.
So
Some names to watch.
Yeah, there's a couple of names. We'll talk about it more next week. But I'm sure he'll probably have his staff by next week sometime. So we'll talk about that. And again, thank y'all.
Also,
for tuning in.
I'll say this: Hendon Hooker might be the new backup next year.
I'm cool. I like
Someone
Tyson
who
Bagent.
knows Ben Johnson's system and can help the other guys.
Shoot, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said, man, I like Bagent. If it's any way we can speed
I
up
like Bagent too.
because I can't deal with no Hendon Hooker.
I like Bagent too. I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah,
Like you said, it's going to depend on Ben's influence. So.
Regardless of his daddy, I like Bagent. Never had no problem with him. So.
I like Bagent too, but I also think they're going to let Bagent kind of, I guess, explore. I guess I don't know the word for it, but
he gonna
have to let Bagent get better.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, I feel like Bagent's gonna get a better opportunity.
Yeah, he's gonna go
somewhere else.
He's gonna go somewhere else. He probably will because somebody's gonna give him an opportunity, a real opportunity. Unfortunately, here he's not gonna have that unless Caleb, something happens.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna
right.
On time, he will get traded.
I just feel like he'll get a better opportunity somewhere else, and that's not even like. That's actually a compliment to Tyson because I like Tyson. I think he's a really good dude. But he's just not going to get a chance with the Bears. So.
All right, y'all. Well, that's it. We're going to get up out here. And, we'll see y'all next week, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day, man. Goodbye for the second.
Later.
Out, y'all.